How are you? Thank you so much. I was listening to this congressional discussion. They were discussing immunity. Immunity. When it was they weren't discussing immunity. They were discussing vaccines, and they had families. It's right now. I don't know if it's live, but Congress is listening to people talking about vaccines and the relationship with Congress with pharmaceutical companies. Wow, y'all, it's amazing. You know what I always say? Follow the money. Follow the money. It was saying they have three times as many pharmaceutical lobbyists as they have people in Congress. So for families who have people who are victims of vaccinations who've had negative responses, Miss Moore, to how you doing, Mr. Barber, the families are like, we don't have a chance to be heard because the pharmaceutical companies own Congress and the pharmaceutical companies own the doctors. They're actually pediatricians. And I don't know if all of them, if this is the norm, but one lady was saying because her son was killed or died um, following a vaccine. And she said that the pediatricians are paid, given bonuses for pushing the vaccinations. We have to look farther into this. We have to look farther into this. That is a straight, what we would call in my business, a conflict of interest. There is a conflict of interest. Woo! Yeah, we're going to talk today about SNAP. We're going to talk about big groceries. We're going to talk about vaccines. We're going to talk about whatsoever God brings our way to talk about, but we have to stay on it. We have to stay informed. We have to stay empowered. There's no excuses. No excuses, which is the name of my free membership. Know that Afroeconomics is completely nonpartisan. No, we're not. I don't represent any political party. And nobody giving us no money here. This is not a nonprofit. This is a business. I started in 1995, 100% my owned, my business. That's it. Thank God. And I am JB Bryan, the President and Chief Investment Officer of JB Bryan Financial Group, a registered investment advisory firm and the home of Afro Economics. And the reason that you've never heard of me is because of what I probably just said. That is 100% Black owned. I mean, how often do we hear of 100% Black owned business that has existed for 30 years anyway? So we're talking about what we have done here with Afroeconomics is a statistical anomaly. We're doing something that's amazing, loud and proud. That's right, Ms. Anderson. Thank you for making it possible. I thank God for you. Day one client right there. You know, like I think that we really don't realize how important it is for us to put that into our young people, that there are people out here that own their own business, have fed people, employed people, built something, empower us, look out for our best interests, follow the law. I'm regulated, I'm licensed. That we have to tell our people, our young people, most importantly, that they can do it, that they can do it. There is an absolutely free membership to Afroeconomics, and my clients get free membership to Afroeconomics. Yes, indeed. So Ms. Davis is a member. Ms. Anderson is a member. Mr. Barber is a member because he's a client. Thank God. You know, but I have to say that I think that it even adds more value when I want us to know that nothing that I present is with any political interest. My job, in my opinion, is to help us maximize the situations that come to us, regardless of what political party is in charge, because it just has its way of working its way out as long as we stay smart about it. So I was looking at the media coverage of things. Look at the media coverage of SNAP and how dramatic they are being about it. Like terrifying. If there's a family that's depending on SNAP, I hope that they will stay focused, look at last week's workshop, don't and consider it a distraction of most of what the media is talking about. And you go into your phone and look up your state, because this is really state regulated. And you look up the SNAP program in your state. And just because there have been federal changes, it's still controlled by the states. And a lot of the federal changes that we're dealing with are because the states did something wrong. The states are actually being charged a penalty by the federal government for misuse of SNAP money. And that's why when you are voting on a state level, we need to get a better understanding of why and what happened and what you can do to control what has happened to you. And I don't care how much money you have. Your vote is your vote. Your vote is your vote. I was looking at this community leader in Virginia, and he was on Facebook, and he was referring to that this community was being taken over by this investor. And it's a traditional, what we would call the projects, I guess, because it's funding community, federally funded community. And so they were coming in with these investors, and the community said in a meeting, why can't we as members of this community invest into this? Amazing. The saddest part is that they don't get someone like me involved in that movement, because if you have a registered investment advisor coming in and explaining to them how, yes, you could allow people to invest in this, and this is how we could do it. I would even talk to the community and explain to them how they could do it. Even if it was $5 a piece, Mr. Barden, it can be done. The communities can get involved in it, but we have to start, and and I lose that word have to loosely, but we look over the obvious. And I was thinking to myself, like, I've known this brother that's talking about this for 20 years. He absolutely has no idea what registered investment advisor must mean. And he's on Facebook looking at me all the time. And I was like, please, JB, don't say anything. Now, 30 years ago, when I started my business, I'd be like, look at me, look at me. I can help you with this. And I will come in and volunteer my time. And then, but there is some point, like the word tells us, shake the dust off your feet. You're there. I don't remember Jesus going around and begging people. He created the miracle. God has done what he's done. Now it's up for us, as I say about, this with the SNAP program. Anybody that's out there listening and they don't understand what's going on with SNAP, why don't you join the free membership of Afro Economics? I don't care how much you make an hour. It's a free membership. There's millionaires that have free membership. They just don't get to talk to me, but they want to be close to me. And I'm going to tell you, if you want to get wealthier, be around wealthy people. It's the right concept. You don't have to do anything. Just be close to it. We have to get close to the knowledge. We have to get the information. We have to find out what's going on. And the bottom line is there's not that many changes. They're just trying to get rid of the people who are not supposed to be exploiting the system. Literally. And this is what happens for all of us, even in my industry. I wouldn't take anybody's money, but somebody else will. So I have to follow the rules and do the paperwork and do the regulations as just as if a person who did something wrong. Why? Because of people who did something wrong. So with SNAP, if you want to qualify, you want to qualify for, now I want to use like real words. SNAP stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. And I'm, Mr. Barton, is it is that like I'm showing my age, but isn't that equal to food stamps?
Yes.
I'm like, he gonna mess me up. No, both wrong. Back in the day, called it food stamps.
That's correct.
And it's a supplemental nutrition assistance program. And these changes that they want to make is with able-bodied people who they want to have a work requirement for them. So they'll use the acronym ABAWD is basically able-bodied, available to work people. And still, people who are taking care of an elderly parent that's sick, they still cannot work. But they want to work on the work requirement because there's people who just don't work. Now, in my opinion, to get $6 a day, that's all it is, approximately $6 a day. And it depends on what state you're in, but it's around $6 a day. So that's what I'm saying. That's another reason why they should be encouraging people to work. We've got to get to a position where you deserve more than $6 a day. You really do. And then the government can't afford it. So if we live in a society that encourages you to live off $6 a day, they're robbing you. They're robbing you of all that God has planned for you. We really, really, sometimes what we need the most can hurt the most, but I'm going to tell you, we need it. We need to be encouraged. We need to be encouraged. It even says, Mr. Barton, that if you volunteer 20 hours a week, you can qualify.
Yeah.
You can volunteer. That's a beautiful thing. So you find out I can't, and I guess that's why, like Salvation Army, I think a lot of people volunteer there. That even, but it keeps you out and about. You're meeting people. The next thing, you get more comfortable with, the idea of going back into the workplace. Once your children are school age and you don't have any, it's not, it's like one time I heard them talking about like that, like say you had a 6-year-old, but then you had a 3-year-old. No, you're going to be exempt because you have the 3-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just have a 6-year-old, or you have an 18-year-old, 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 6-year-old, yes, I know it's overwhelming, but they expect you to work. They want you to do those 20 hours. And then you do 20, you can volunteer. You got to have a legitimate nonprofit that you're volunteering for. They're going to want the paperwork. You're taking care of your grandma. It better be legit. But we really need to stop allowing the media to talk down to us. Don't let them talk down to you. You deserve it. You deserve an opportunity to build a career. You deserve an opportunity. And sometimes we just need something to encourage us to do that. But you deserve it. You deserve it. But here it is. These grocery stores. The look, the headline. A historic change in how Americans buy groceries is underway as SNAP benefit cuts begin. A historic change. Now, Americans buy groceries. Meanwhile, we have these people, our so called leaders, who are going around boycotting places when do they realize how much money we control through SNAP? The benefits come into that black family, but that black family can take that money anywhere they want. Guess what store gets the most SNAP money? Now, see what I'm saying? Now, if I was one of them nonprofits, you know what I'm saying? But they don't like people like me because you know what I'm saying? But if I was one of them nonprofits like Al Sharpton, I'm going out there, I would think who's benefiting the most off us? I know. I know. Like, you guess what store it is? The first one to cut the DEI that they talk about, you know what I'm saying? Now, guess what store? Y'all guess? Guess, Crystal? Guess, Tracy? What store gets the most of that SNAP money?
Mm.
Walmart.
Oh yeah, that's
And Walmart is bracing itself to get some more. To get some more. They got so much money that you don't see what you don't see no Al and none of them messing with Walmart. They told Al, they probably said Al about $200,000-300,000. Follow the money. It said, go ahead and get Target. Don't you get over here. Target ain't where we shop anyway. We gotta think through this stuff. They're using us, using us, using us straightly and boldly when they know they're being paid off by the ones that are benefiting the most. And they pulled it out. And there was no, as soon as the administration made that change, which had nothing to do with Walmart, Walmart made that change. And then we decide to attack other places. Walmart got mad money. They could take their money from the DI program and just send it over there to a couple of our nonprofits, send it to the NAACP, and then shut up. They shut right up. Like, don't mess with Walmart. But this article right here at CNBC said Walmart, Amazon, Dollar General could see a boost as low-income Americans become even more focused on value. I didn't see anybody say nothing about Amazon either.
Mm-mm.
They know what to do. No, we have to realize what to do. We have to realize what to do. Ever since Miss Davis retired, she don't know what to do. She don't even know what to do. You can't even get in here on time. It's 20 minutes late. I'm glad you are a better worker than that. I bet when you were working, you would get there on time all the time. All the time. Ms. Wilkerson
Yes,
too. I
I
bet, oh
was.
yeah. I bet y'all got to work on time. I bet y'all got to work on time. Got to do something for your people and you're slow and you're late. So late. Look how they do to us.
But better late than never.
CP time.
Better late than never.
Sherry just came in here because she told me talking about Amazon. She said, did she say Amazon? I bet she better not say Amazon out her mouth one more time. Get her. Get her. No. Amazon be like, look, I come to your house almost every day. Shut up. Exactly.
Not really.
No, they were talking about me. Amazon told me. They were like, it would be an expose. Look at her house. Look at the house. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, if they did it based on me, I don't know why it keeps taking you out, Sherry. If they did it based on me,
I don't either.
they'd be like, all black people buy from Amazon big time. The only thing that stopped me recently from Amazon is that I've been using cash. So I had to like buy stuff. I took some cash out the bank and I said, I'm going to use this cash. My daughter was like, wow, Like, you know, the team was same money I would have given her any other time, but just seeing cash, she was like, I was like, I need to keep cash. Yes, we got to keep cash. People respond better to cash. But the mistake I made was to get hundreds because you can't cash them anywhere. People don't take hundreds.
No.
This place told me, they said we don't take 50s or hundreds. Oh, you got your ones.
Yeah, you need to start trading in ones. I keep saying this.
Ones
got a
don't make
bunch
it
of 'em.
rain. You can't make it rain for me unless you got at least 100. 100. That's some rain. That's some rain. I don't know what they was talking about. Say it rain. I'd be, look, if I was a stripper, I'd be like, that ain't no rain. That's a freaking drizzle up in here. Y'all gotta pull some hundreds out. I'm gonna go sit down till y'all get y'all money straight.
But when you need to negotiate, you can negotiate a heck of a lot better with $1 bills. Because I can tell you, look, I'll give you $5 for that item that you wanted $20 for. I got $5 right here, cold cash. Cold cash. Yeah, that's the advantage.
Spoken like a hardworking woman. So you hear this the part. This part is like, boy, she gonna negotiate.
What did Fonnie Willis's daddy say?
What are you negotiating? He said,
Wait.
What
did Fonnie Willis's dad say?
I got $20 right here. You cut the grass for 15. You cut the grass for 15. Like, you know me, I'd be like, I only got 100, so I gotta pay you $100 to cut the grass. That was like one time all I had was 20s, and this guy was homeless, and I'm telling you, I heard God say, give him money. So I only if I feel it like I had to, but I had to, and I only had a 20. That guy looked at me like, is she confused? What is wrong with her? I mean, he literally looked like something is wrong, but I'm not gonna say nothing. He took that 20. He's like, I'm gonna put this away. I was like, Lord, are you sure? And God, give him the 20. Give him the 20. But I'm gonna tell you, like the snap relationship between grocery stores and to read an article in the business magazine about these big stores are basically preparing themselves for the changes, because their argument is that if people feel like they have money, then they're gonna go to the places that offer the biggest discounts. At least they're saying we're smart, that we're smart. But the thing about it is I'm not sure if they're really the best place to shop.
Right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Because they be adding water and stuff to their meat. Like, you sit there, you get meat from Walmart and it's cheaper. It might be, like a 50 cent or 20 cent less a pound. But you getting 50 cent more water. They inject water and salt into their stuff so that it weighs more. And then you get home, you cook it, you got water all over your pan. All over the pan. But they gotta, but that's hard to convince. That's hard to convince. But I'm gonna tell you, I buy all my meat from Whole Foods, and it does not leave me a pan of water. Go to another place, and you're gonna have a pan of water. And that's because they injected it with saline.
Okay, but JB, let me say something. When you have food stamps and stuff like that, and you're going shopping, you're not concerned about coupons. You're not concerned about what's discounted. You're not concerned about buy one and get one free. That's money that you're not having to come out of your pocket. It's coming out of my pocket and your pocket and Mr. Barnes' pocket, but it's not coming out of that lady's pocket because she knows she gets what, $1,000 a month or whatever. She doesn't give a darn. I guarantee you she hadn't put her hand on a coupon and ain't no telling when. So it doesn't.
Yeah.
Why does it really matter?
Well, that's a good point. When I was thinking about the $6 a day, it's probably $6 a day per person in the household.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably.
Because I'm like, no, they get $6 a day, but it's like, no, if there's more, if there's children, then it would be like, per child. It depends on how many people in the household. But either way, it's just not a lot of money. But I know you want to see it stretch, and it's easy for me to say, because it's very, very hard to determine that, like which one's gonna have the most water. am I overpaying? You know what I'm saying? Like we
Mhm.
always do these little experiments and see this has all that water in it, this one doesn't. But you don't want to be walking out of there. Sometimes my Whole Foods just for 6, 7 items be like $100 something easily.
Well, you talk about conflict of interest earlier, and one of the things that,
Mhm.
to me, the SNAP program is a conflict because it's funded through the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which is the same department that's
Mm.
supposed to do the meat inspections. So,
Wow.
so if meat inspections, if they allow Walmart to give a low quality
Just put that
because through their
saline in
inspection,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
with the saline in
Hmm.
it, then they're
Hmm.
making money all the way around because,
Mm.
yes, the
Mm.
SNAP program is funded through the
Mm.
U.S. Department of Agriculture.
Mm.
So
Mm.
so they incentivize for people. That's why it's interesting to see some of the places that will accept SNAP because
Yeah.
now you don't get a coupon anymore. You got a little card. It's like your credit card
Right.
sort
Your
of situation.
EBT.
Yes,
EBT.
exactly.
And you know that McDonald's takes EBT now?
Yes, yes.
I
That's why I
forgot
say
how
so.
I found
Everybody
that
is in
out.
on
Like
it.
I was like,
Everybody is in
wow.
on it. All the
Yeah.
retailers who sell, they recognize that there's money to be made. And
So
excuse
true.
me, in poverty.
So
So there's money to
true.
be made.
And the government gets the kickback on the companies that get approved by the EBT. Yeah,
Exactly.
they pay for that access. You're right. That's definitely a conflict of interest. They go, oh, these stores are approved. Like, I was shocked, like, you know, that Whole Foods was approved, but Amazon is approved.
Hmm.
So then that makes Whole Foods approved because Amazon now owns Whole Foods, So it's like, yeah, there's conflicts of interest all the way around on and everything. But I want to just interject this with a vaccine commercial. They said that in the Amish community, and y'all got to brace yourself for this, because they have absolutely no control group. Like in research, like you're supposed to have like a control group for vaccines, and they were saying like that this is the one that they're talking to Congress now about it, and they said that Dr. Fauci was very nervous and would not admit it, but this guy now admitted it, that they have no vaccine control group testing, no proof of like if if this group did better than this group.
Hmm.
So the only ones that they can use are the Amish people. The Amish people, thank God, were willing to allow them to study. And the Amish people do not do vaccines. The only children in the Amish community that got autism, this gonna blow your mind, were adopted from the other community and had vaccines. The only no autism in the Amish community. That's amazing. And this one man was like, I'm 70 years old. When I was growing up, we didn't see autism like this.
Mhm.
He said, and I'm saying this was a congressman talking. He said, and I'm not saying that this causes this, but I'm saying that the correlation, y'all, is amazing. I was today years old when I thought about that. I'm telling you, I'd never thought about that my whole life. Have y'all ever thought about that? Have y'all ever thought about that? That when you were growing up, think about it. When you were growing up, did they have it?
No, I don't recall that when I was growing up. And I'm gonna tell you something else. If somebody, quote unquote, lost their mind, it may have been one out of every, I don't know,
You started,
11,000 or
so
something.
you
It's
tried to say y'all didn't lose your mind like we lose our
not
mind.
like, no, 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 no,
See, y'all
no,
just be losing your mind.
no, no, no,
So I don't know what's wrong with y'all. But
no.
that's a good point. Like you mean like just going off and shooting people and stuff like that? Like y'all, it just didn't have that or nervous breakdowns.
We called it different things, but it's nothing like what you see now. Nothing like this. And then well, drugs were not as prevalent. That
True.
this, you know, all this
True. And
fentanyl,
I mean, you
crystal
got
meth.
place, Virginia is the marijuana is legal.
And you're
So
not going to convince me that fentanyl or crystal methamphetamine or some of that other shit in the marijuana. I know
yes,
it's in it.
yes,
And
and
they
it's
know
killing
it's in it.
people, and it's killing people. Everybody, when they're not buying it from the leaf store, they're taking a chance. They're straight taking a chance, but people swear that the other stuff is better, but they know that they could die of just one puff and it could be over.
Back in the 70s, I smoked marijuana.
I could tell.
There were seeds, yeah,
So-
there were seeds in the weed. I have, and today,
Oh, you
I've
just,
seen
oh
it,
my God, not the seed argument with the
but I
water.
have not seen a seed. A seed, and barely have seen a stem. You know, and this
Seeds
is,
in America, you get the seedless marijuana now. Basically, I mean, that is a good point. That
You
is a
know,
good point. Like
what is that?
it's so you, and then yeah, you're right. Like people say about watermelons, that if they don't have a seed, then where they come from? Like then that would be a mess. But I was blown away when they said no Amish kids had autism, and there's also a correlation with young black men. They feel that a young black man, their numbers are higher. And the what I have found to be most shocking is when Robert Kennedy said that black people in research have been shown to have a better immune system, that people attacked him, and they straight up said when they studied black people that they had a better immune system. Like, so it meant like you could be giving a black young man something for his immune system, but it hurts him because he didn't need it.
Okay,
Well-
I'm going to speak to something else. Wait a minute, Mr. Barton, 1
Go
second.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, in what I am seeing here, I don't know how it is where you guys are, but what I see here, they have centers where people go and give plasma. They
Yeah.
give you $100 for giving plasma, and I think you
True.
can give infinitely. Now, I don't think you can give more
True.
than one time a day.
True.
But it's something like
True.
at least a
But
couple
you
of
see
times
it
a
all
week.
over the hood, right? You see it in our
That is
neighborhood.
where it is. It's not
So
up
true.
in Alpharetta
So
over there.
true. So
Yeah.
true.
And
So
the people
true.
who I know, because I'm deep in the hood here, but the people I know that do this, they take that money and guess what they go do? Go buy
Yeah.
liquor and weed with it. What
That
do you
blood-
think they're
look,
doing with
look,
the
that
plasma?
blood got plenty of liquor and weed in it. But
It's-
I guess
but-
they just they just throw it out. But plasma is different because they take it out.
Right.
So they take it away from the liquor and the weed. Like it's there's some, but there's that people are different. People are different.
I
But
agree.
studies are being performed on that very thing. I'm
Right.
convinced of that.
Yeah,
I
true.
agree that people are different and we respond differently. It's just like Black folks in sickle cell anemia, and the whole thing, the sickling of the cell, and our response to malaria is very different than a European person. Well, I say European, I mean 100% European.
That's right.
And a person of Africa, sub-Saharan Africa,
That's
dealing
right.
with malaria. And I think that that's the thing that a lot of whites, that was the thing that killed a lot of whites who would go to Africa from Europe because they couldn't, their bodies, they didn't have the sickling of the cell, and that the Africans, the native Africans would have, but to prevent them from dealing, with malaria. And then also,
are you serious?
Yeah.
Like the sickle cell
Yes.
protected them from malaria. So it's a natural, so the sickle cell is a problem here, but not in all places.
Right. It's a natural immune, because we talk about herd immunity, and that's why Africans, man, that doesn't mean they won't die.
Oh my God.
That doesn't mean they won't die from malaria, but at a less rate than than Europeans do.
Because over time their body developed a defense to it. Isn't that something?
Exactly.
And that was
Exactly.
the sickle was created.
Right. So
That's
I think that,
amazing.
yeah, so
I
I
never knew
agree.
that.
Yeah, because I think with women, there's a big study, I think it's out of Boston, where looking at Black women's health, and they indicated that that's some of the issues with women and breast cancer, and how women, the cells in their breasts are different, and some other kinds of things. And so I think that we have to look at, you know, ethnicity. um I'd rather use ethnicity than race, because I think race is a social construct. But anyway,
Yeah, that's what I heard this
yeah,
some person arguing the other day, that race came, from you know what I mean, from cultures. Like it was
yes,
kind of given down to us. Isn't that
yes,
something?
yes.
Isn't that
So yeah,
something?
it is.
But
And so I
but
think
if
that
we
when,
say but
yeah,
if we say that race is not real, then racism isn't real. But I guess because the race was created, then racism came. Is that the
exactly.
argument? Oh,
Yes, yes,
wow.
yeah.
That's
But that,
amazing.
I think that when we look at these kinds of things, I think we have to look at, how, what they call it, the cultural, some of your background, where you've come from, where, the kinds of things that make up your
That's right.
environment. Yeah,
That's
your
right.
environment. And I
Because
think all of that
yeah,
has to
that's
play.
a
Yeah,
good point. You're
yeah,
good. You're right. I was thinking the same because I was like, you know, most of us, the four of us look mixed. Obviously, look mixed.
oh yeah,
So it's that y'all just some yellow people up in here today. Like just yellow, and especially Miss Wilkerson. Like she just, all the way over there on the yellow scale. But yeah, I will wonder, like, the studying our immune system, it might be more European. You know what I'm saying? And we might not have the same defenses
that's right.
as, you know what I mean? Like you said, if we're really in Africa, like,
True.
and then that, so if they said all Black people don't need vaccines, I don't think it'll ever come to that.
That's right.
Because like you said, the whole race thing, when we should be looking more at something else. We have
Yeah,
to find something else,
that's
to
true.
look at. Like,
Yes,
when because it's like a very small percentage of disease that actually comes from genetics.
that's right.
But our doctors, the first thing they want to know is,
Your
so what they
background.
die from? What they die from? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And it's like, but I'm not gonna get it.
right,
I'm not gonna get it. Like
right.
this morning, my trainer said, I hope that you don't pass out, because I was breathing so hard. And I said, there is not one member of my family that has died during exercise. I said, so you can rest assured. But isn't that true? Like, we don't think about, you know what I'm saying? Like the positive things that we can take from it. I was like,
Nope.
but isn't that true? Like, do any of us really have a family member that died during exercise?
Man,
And then people will say, don't you be running out there, Mr. Martin. You better take
true.
your time.
Yeah,
You old.
yeah,
And then you got to say to them, I have never had a family member
true.
die from running. Exactly. Not at all. It's so true. But
Yep,
it's like they use it to slow it, to stop us, but we should use it to empower us. And I was like, damn, that's a good point. I went at it. I was like, that's right. We're keeping ourselves alive.
it's true.
But when we do different things, then the genetics takes over when we start doing the exact same thing that caused the same problem, because we, our DNA is similar. We're not the same though. There's nobody else like you, really.
Right.
Your children aren't even like you. So they don't, you know what I'm saying? They're not tied to just what we do. So it's like, yeah, but it was amazing when I realized, like, we're going to be moving a long way with this movement, with the vaccinations coming, and this study that Congress is doing. I think that is, it's good that they're talking about it. I think it's amazing that we're doing this.
Mhm.
Amazing. Oh, look at you. That's really little. But at least it gives you an out, because when I put you up in my face, it's like, You can't go anywhere if you don't want to. Now you can be free, just like those women who come in and out, Mr. Barden. You are free. Look, they come in and say what they want to say and skedaddle. Thank you for being compassionate.
No problem.
Chris was saying that her daughter gets SNAP, but not enough to feed her for a month. Yeah, you supplement her. You putting all that information out there, that government gonna get you. But isn't it true? Like, what if somebody saw that and they said that, and they said, well, since your mother confessed to supplementing your income, it's like, look, they say, look, Chris, you gotta think like that, Chris. They could be looking at that. Look, and then she shops at the organic market, but if her daughter didn't have her mom, you know what I mean, supplementing her income, her daughter would probably go to Walmart. She would make different choices. You know, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. If you have to have organic, you're better off going to an organic store.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I've noticed that about Whole Foods. Like Whole Foods has its own brand of organics.
Right.
So if you got to have organics, you're better off going to somewhere like that to get it, because it's going to be. Now, Sherry, I'm trying to get you, but we to try to come back, and then because you're better off going to get it at Mom's for organics, because when Walmart has the organics, it's a convenience. They're like, who is this fool buying organic stuff out of Walmart? I'm going to charge them more. So their profit margin on their organics is way bigger than the profit margin on the organic at Whole Foods. So don't try to save. And I bet a lot of people do that. They think they're saving money on, you know what I'm saying, the organics, because they're at a discount store. You know, it's like, no, you don't do that. Yeah. What is her greatest fear? Chris, tell her, don't have any fear. Don't be fear, right? Don't be fearful. Mr. Barden is here. We got her.
Well, one thing I used to, I don't know if you remember here locally in the Richmond area, there was a Thompson's Market, and it was in Cary Street area.
Elwood Thompson. Remember that? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was buying organic from them, and they were the only market in the area at the time.
Right? I remember.
Interesting to go back there, because it seemed like all the, you know, people who were, I guess, from another generation used to call them beatniks, but, you know, kind of, you know, heavy beards, long hair, you know, all of that kind of group seemed like the ones who wanted to get organic, you know, because it's like, what's that?
So true.
And it was at the back of the market. It was actually in the back of the market. Yeah, at the time.
True.
And so yeah, I started that. And,
that's so good.
And after that, that was way back in the late 70s, because I took a course one time in food and nutrition, and that's when I found out about all the pesticides and dyes that are put on, you know, vegetables and meats. And you were speaking of the you know, the dyes and the saline in the meat, but red dye, it used to be put on meats, and when they put it under the lights, it would preserve the meat and it would look red, because we're not going to buy meat if it looks brown. So it would preserve, so
I bet Walmart
that red
that
look,
too.
that particular dye. And so I was like, wow, and that was an amazing course that I took, you know, eons ago. But
powerful,
that really shed light on me, as far as, you know, the pesticides that are put on, you know, vegetables and fruits when they're out in the fields. And, you know, unlike your, you know, your grandparents, let's say when you went to North Carolina and they have strawberries out there in the field, you go out there and pick them and eat them. But you can't eat strawberries out of a field somewhere now that are being mass produced because of the pesticides, you know, that are on them. Yeah. So it's a different marketing, you know, to the American public as far as eating and food. And so we need to pay more attention to that. And so I commend Chris for, you know, and I understand that's a challenge, but, you know, I'd rather pay more economically than to have to deal with a medical situation related to some pesticides that I would ingest that impact me some way physically.
Amen. Amen. And that's why I feel like the people in the SNAP program, hopefully that are listening, will realize that it's not as bad as the media makes it appear.
Did we lose her?
What did you lose me? I hear you. Did you lose me?
I hear you too.
I hear. Oh, you hear me? Great. And but it's not as bad as the media makes it seem like it is. Yeah, you probably can't hear me, but I hear you. Yeah, you're great. I'm still out here. But and so what we have to do is get the information. Get the information on what the changes will be. That like the able-bodied definition really changed. Like it used to be 54. Like if you were like, because the able-bodied, like that you're able to work and you have to do at least 80 hours per month. That able-bodied definition was already there. But what the government does, Mr. Barton, you might have to go out and come back in. So what the government does is they increased it from able-bodied up to 64 years old. I'm surprised that over 54 was not considered able-bodied before. You hear me, Wita? Like somebody could qualify, for if they were 54 and not working. They weren't expected.
Did we lose JB?
They weren't expected to work.
She's here.
He can't hear us though.
Mr. Barton, I think you might have to go out and then come back in.
You might have to come out and go back in. But the able-bodied definition changed by 10 years. So when they say that, there's going to be a reduction, a lot of that multi-billion-dollar reduction in SNAP is because if the person was 55, they were able to get approved to not work and get the SNAP. At 55, they can say, well, I'm 55, I don't have a job, and I need SNAP. And that's amazing to me that they consider 55 and healthy, not 55 and disabled, but 55 and healthy. They considered that as a person that was not able to work.
Wow.
I mean, it was frightening because it's like I must be older than I think. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm too old to work. Wow.
Well, JB, I'm having cantaloupe, but I'm positively sure this is not organic. I got this at Publix.
Exactly.
Oh, that counts for something.
Where'd you get it from? Publix?
Publix.
Exactly. It's not exactly considered big cheap food either.
Publix, well, it's fresh cut from the fruit section of the store. So, I give myself some pluses that way. But, yeah.
And it's hard to find fresh cut at the store.
And this is very sweet today. So yeah.
Is that better? Great. Yeah. And that's, if it weren't for you, Mr. Barton, I wouldn't have saw Sherry out there. But yeah, Wita was saying she got her food fresh cantaloupe, but it's not organic. But look, you'll never grow up and look like Mr. Barton if you don't eat the organic. But I'm just wondering, like, did you bring your kids up on a healthy way like that?
Yep.
That's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. The only time we would deviate some if we had other kids over, and so we would allow our kids to deviate some, but it was a mixture if we had other kids over, because of course our kids ate more vegetables than most kids, and they were eating organic, and so I would let them. We didn't eat meat for a long time. Well,
Wow.
red meat, chicken. I mean,
Oh,
we ate seafood and
chicken.
and
Yeah.
chicken, yeah, but no red meat. So no,
I bet, I
well,
bet, them, I bet them kids be going to other people's house, Weeda. They be tearing them burgers up. They be
You
like,
know what?
oh my God. They be like, Lord, ain't no Barbies
Probably-
coming over here. They ate all the burgers at the cookout. And then
well, it's interesting that you say that because when one of my uncles was he's a barbecue, and so he had my son over. They were and his wife. They had pork and everything,
oh,
and they said my
wow.
son he was about 5 or 6 then. They said he was salivating on the bacon and sausage. He was like
wearing out that pork chop.
Look, he was going crazy. No, it wasn't funny back then, but it's funny now, right? I know.
Yeah.
He was.
Yes.
I know you were ticked.
Yeah, I was. You're
My
right.
mother, my mom is the reason my daughter drinks soda. She would never have been exposed to soda.
Right.
My mom like took her somewhere, and I came up in there. Oh, they were at Cheesecake Factory, and I came in, and my daughter like, "How dare you say so? How dare you say so? Grandma do what grandma wants to do. I'm with grandma all high on sugar." She was like, she's
Yeah.
happy and they smiling. Mom looking at me like, say so. Say
Right.
one thing. My mother was like, "I'll put you in your." I mean, she looked like, if you come in here and spoil this moment with me and my granddaughter, I bet. Look, that's like your son was up here barbecue all around.
Yeah.
Hey, we don't never have this at home.
Right.
We
Exactly.
didn't have them. Whoa,
Exactly.
we was like, that was my daughter, boy. Oh my goodness. My mom would sugar her up. All this sugar to it, that's so funny. But it's still, I would try to tell myself, like, it's still, they're 90% right.
Right.
They go off on, that weekend, this and that.
That's okay.
You come bring them home, you get
Right.
them back into where they're supposed to be. They can detox them, get them pooping. They're like, they'll be all right. But
Right.
it's so true. And then as they grow up, I know now, your kids don't even like that kind of stuff. Like, what I mean? They're
That's
very,
true.
isn't that something? They're very health conscious.
Yes, they are.
Even like my daughter's like boyfriend, he's like that. He's just like, wow, like we just kind of converted him, like
Right.
And now he's very particular about his steaks and stuff. Because I like these, all of a sudden once you have those grass fed lean, you know what I'm saying, like grass fed beef, you don't want to go back to regular beef anymore. Like you just like this, it's a whole different
That's true.
deal,
That is
especially
true.
because he's very athletic.
Mhm.
So like I remember when one of our first meals together were Thanksgiving, and he was still playing football then.
Mhm.
And I had so much protein. I don't think he had ever, like, he brought another member of the football team with them. And like they were like, this is so good. And I was like, take it with you. We did not have one in here. Like I was like, great big
Right.
roast, great big turkey, great big, like, they were like, we gonna have the other players, because they made it to like regionals or something. So
Right.
nobody got to go home for the holidays. Like so he
Mhm.
took it back and tore that up. But yeah, I'm a they look like they were probably like, damn, you got the right one. Like everybody else always focuses on side dishes. Like I'm definitely heavy on the protein.
Right.
Weeda. I want some fish over there and some chicken.
There you go.
You need some protein over there.
All right, so what are you going to put out some ham sandwiches next week?
Look, I didn't know ham gonna be seen in nothing I had. It's just I got limits. I've never heard of it. There probably is though a grass-fed pig. It probably is grass. I just don't eat pork. But like I don't. It's just one time I had bacon. Like my mother, they cooked it all the time growing up. But
Right.
when I started cooking on my own,
Right.
it gave me a headache.
Mhm.
So I was like, there's no reason to experiment with it if it don't make you feel, I don't mess with it. Like,
Right.
but the Yeah, I mean, literally, I don't. Maybe the sodium in it is so high
That's probably it.
that it just gave me a headache. But I think that our point to everyone out there is that the quality. Please don't allow a change in budget to lower the quality of your
Right.
food. Like
Right.
if you eat out less, like just we have to make the proper adjustments to our diet. Like, if the food income gets lower what you're spending on hair. Maybe you used to go every 3 weeks to get your hair done. Maybe go every 3.5 weeks now. Like, like those are things that, if I want to save on something, I know it's like the conveniences I can cut out, but I know that there's certain things like my food, my nutrition, but eating out, no, that is not if you don't go eat out with your friends, you can save a whole week of groceries.
It's true.
And Lord, you know what I'm about to say, Weeda. And take out the alcohol, you good. You good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but people don't realize that because that if you what you might be spending just because you had the extra money, use it as an opportunity to focus on healthier habits.
Yes.
Seriously, cook more.
Yes.
Less
I've
processed
cut back,
food.
just a little bit. Not cut it out, but I've cut back just a bit.
What?
On the beer consumption.
Say it out. I know that was hard. Hold up. I just wanted you to say it out loud. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. All praises due to God. Amen. That's so good, right? That's so good. She didn't want to say it. Isn't it true? Like, we know each other well. When I said, what?
I'll cut back. I'll cut back.
What did you cut back, little girl? Exactly. If you look, I'm trying to make it through Halloween without any candy corn or pumpkin.
Ooh,
and that's hard. And that is hard. But people need to realize that same effect is the same as alcohol. That same effect. It's sugar is sugar.
No.
The body doesn't know a difference between eating a bag of candy corn or drinking a beer. All of it, I'm telling you, a beer probably elevates the blood sugar a little bit less. So that's why you have there's so many people now with fatty liver that has nothing to do with alcoholism.
I don't like beer.
You what? What'd she say? We heard you, Sherry. What'd you say?
Speak up, Sherry.
Sherry said, I like beer. I heard you.
Don't hide, Sherry.
What'd you say?
I don't like beer.
Oh, good.
I do not like beer.
She does not like that girl. Don't look like a beer drinker. She don't look like no beer drinker.
I don't like beer. I don't like the taste.
We'd have got a beer bottle sitting on the desk, probably. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
just for a souvenir with a flower in it.
That one I have removed. I kind of that one been sitting around for so long. I just threw it out because it was
for you. Good for you. Good
but go
you.
back and check that refrigerator, doggone, and you can't hardly.
Yeah, but I think that if we allow the media to keep us in a victim mode, we won't be able to realize what can I do out of this situation. If they say, we're going to lower your SNAP by $25 a week, then it's like we have to instantly go into what can I adjust? What can I adjust? Can I get so-and-so to give me some money for gas since I've been taking them to work every day? If you get $5 a day for 5 days, you got that $25 made up. No, $10. They might not give you 10, but they might give you 5. Like if you're the one with the car, you got a lot of expenses associated with that anybody riding with you should understand.
Right.
No, but we deserve you deserve to not keep yourself in a victim place and think about how do I turn this into something for me. I remember, so many different things, so many different times of things that could have been financially devastating for me. I said, I'm going to turn this into something to help me.
Right.
When we went to 2007, 2008, stock market was funky. Everybody was hurting. It was bad. My daughter was little, single parent, going, I said, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to get myself healthy, really healthy. Ain't much happening anyway. So I'm going to take my daughter to school, then go take care of myself, then sit down and work, then go back and get her. I just buckled into, I'm a single parent right now.
Right.
I'm a single parent right now. And I'm just going to have to get through this. And you do, what you have to do. I remember times looking so bad that I'd be paying for my food and for my groceries, and they would ask, like, don't you get SNAP? Like, I must have really looked back. They were like, I said, no, I don't. They said, look, they like, well, you should try. And that's sad. Like, I don't know what I must have looked like that they tell me that, you shouldn't have to pay this. Oh my goodness. We're so sweet too. We really look out for each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't even the slightest bit offended. You know what I'm saying? Like literally I probably could have qualified. Just didn't have no time to look. They didn't have no time to fill out no paperwork. I had to keep on going. But I challenge everyone who feels that, like, say you get a letter and it says you no longer qualify for SNAP. You immediately need to find out why you don't qualify. It could be something as simple as you've been keeping your grandma. You never gave them your grandma's social security number. They don't really know that she's sick. You don't know why you're not working. So you immediately have to go into call, get the paperwork, fill out the paperwork, and they will get you caught back up. But now they're not going, they have a whole bunch of people in the system. And then you can argue, but I told them I was keeping my grandma. I know, but don't go there because that's where they want you to go. But I gave them that information. I know, but a whole bunch of systems go down. They don't fill it in. They don't so-and-so. And that's what they want you to do. They want you to give up. They want you to go online. They want you to be screaming about they took my SNAP. They did that. They did that. And you still ain't got your money.
Right.
Still ain't got it. So this is time for us to get empowered. If you know people, if you join Afro Economics, it has a free membership. You want to ask me about how I fill out this form? I bet you, by golly wah, that I will help you.
No.
She said no. I bet you I will. But you gotta want to get it. You gotta want it. You gotta want it. Don't get caught up in this crap where they want you to feel like, oh, they did this to me, and this is happening, and this is you know what I'm saying? There's no power there. Nothing. Get yours. Get them what you want. Get what you want. So an able-bodied adult between 18 to 64 without dependents must meet the able-bodied requirement of at least 80 hours per month to remain eligible for benefits. Previously, so everybody's already doing this because previously the requirement was only for 18 to 54. So grown folk between 54 and 64 may have an issue. But you never hear about that on the media. That's it. I see people online and they in their 20s and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That ain't where it is. Y'all been doing it. It's the grown folk, 54 to 64, that are going to have some challenges and they need to be reaching out. They need to be filling out paperwork. Need to do what is needed. They've even it has veterans, unhoused people, which we would refer to as homeless, or those recently aged out of foster care will no longer be exempt from certain work requirements. So if the person is in foster care in between 18 and 24, they're going to need to be careful on what might change for them, because currently in some states will still keep it this way, but this is just federal guidelines. The state will have to cover that gap. That's why they're saying that some benefits might go down, because like that person from 54 to 64 in Virginia might still be covered, because Virginia will cover that. But federally, they're saying, nah, 64. They should be working or doing something.
Mm-hmm.
SNAP benefits will be more strictly limited to lawful permanent residents of the U.S. citizens and U.S. citizens. So the undocumented are not currently covered generally. So what they're saying is they're going to start being more particular about checking on it. In another area where people should be helping get the paperwork straight, up to 15% of benefit costs will be covered by states, depending on the state's payment error rate. Not your problem. That the state has been making a mistake and paying out people that weren't citizens and stuff like that, then they may have to pay more to the federal government. So there's some states that are probably really mad, they're going to be talking a lot. But right now, more than 42 million people use the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. 42 million, y'all. People. And if you ever see something that talks about CBO, that stands for Congressional Budget Office. So the Congressional Budget Office, the CBO, will cut about $186 billion from SNAP. They're approximating. They're saying if there's so-and-so people between 54 and 64, they can only do these estimates. So cuts to the program and significant cost shifts to the state may leave Americans without some or all of the food assistance that they need, But it's not going to happen to people listening here because they have this information. You have this empowerment. We're going to move away from just reading headlines, and we're going to do stuff. We're going to do things. I'm here to help you. I want to help you. I want to. Don't just help the grocery stores. They're excited about this. They're hoping you're going to, go, but don't. And I think a key point to summarize here is that don't allow this to lower your food decisions. Use it as an opportunity to enhance your food decisions. Be more particular. Eat out less. I don't care if every restaurant on the whole street takes your EBT card. Don't give your money to it. I'm telling you, I have zero interest in restaurant food. Only in the restaurant when I'll have any other option. When I travel, I try to get a place with a kitchen. I'm that serious about what that food can do to you. I mean, that food, I can eat the wrong meal and it can take me 2 weeks to feel better from just the bloating, just from all of that crap they put in it. And all you wanted was a piece of chicken.
Right.
In the process of injecting like the meat and stuff with all of this water and whatever, is that done like at the meat packing house, or would McDonald's wouldn't do that, would they? I mean, I'm just wondering.
No, the supply. That wouldn't help McDonald's. It would help a place that sells stuff by the pound.
Right.
It's a strategy for getting you when you pay stuff by the pound, because you're paying for water and you don't realize it.
Okay, so most likely at meat packing houses and stuff like that is where
Yeah,
you.
that supply to businesses. That's right. That's right. And but you know, it's still, you're still saving if you buy 2 pounds of chicken versus taking everybody out to a meal. You know, you can get 2 pounds of chicken for like $15. 3 pounds, probably you could get three at Whole Foods for $16. You know, over 3 pounds of organic chicken thighs. Like, you know, it comes for $16, $15. So you could get 3 pounds probably for $10.
Yeah.
And you go
But
out
see,
to a restaurant and eat that much to
but
feed
JB,
everybody.
that
Yeah,
see somebody like you that can cook, that have those skills. Somebody like me, if I cooked it, it's gonna make you sick because I don't. I've
You
out of all these 66 years, I've not learned to cook a thing. I
Laquita,
hadn't even tried.
I can help you on that.
she
There's
knows
some
she can
easy
cook.
recipes that you can do,
Yeah.
like with chicken thighs. I mean, you can put it in a cast iron pan and put your vegetables up, cut them up real fine, and put the vegetables, a
That's
variety of
right.
them, onions, peppers, those kinds of
Mm,
things, a
Mhm.
little garlic,
mm,
and just cut it up and put a little olive oil in the pan and
mm,
put it in the oven and just let it do its thing. You don't have to
mm.
do any nurturing. That's a simple one. I mean, really, I got some
Wow.
others too. I
That's
could.
so look, Weeda, that was so sexy. I was
Wait a
like,
minute.
I want to tell his wife, like, can I just
Wait a
come
minute.
over and watch him cook, cut up some. I'll watch
Wait a
from
minute.
the other room. I'll just be in the
Wait a
den,
minute. By the time
looking
I get through Mr. Barton, you say, "What the hell did she just go do?"
look, look, I'm
That's right,
inspired.
Chris.
I'm inspired.
That's right, Chris.
Do you know that was so cool? Oh my goodness. Lord, brought tears to
Yeah.
my eyes. I'm about to start crying. A handsome man talk about cooking.
uh,
There's nothing sexier than that. Wow. I didn't even know it was sexy. I didn't even
well,
know that was a breakthrough moment.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
lay that out
But
there
no,
for
but
that.
there was a man that inboxed me, and I asked him, could he cook? I never heard from him again. But I was like, he's right. Like, why she asked me that? I was just wondering, literally. I was just wondering. I don't know. I probably did have an ulterior motive. He was right. He was smart. If you can't cook, he said, a little. I remember. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he don't talk to me much anymore. But that's so cool. My father could not cook at all.
Mm.
He would cook only if mom was in the hospital or sick or something. Like it had to be, or if it was fried fish on Friday.
Mm.
Yeah, he could do the fried fish or overcooked burgers in the cooking. I'd be like, Dad, I swear that cow is dead. That cow is done. He will cook them burgers over. He just had something about you shouldn't even eat red meat. If you that scared,
Right.
I can eat red meat with the blood draining from it. I like it. I like
Mm.
red meat. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like I love it. I feel nutritious. I feel like a dog, like with the blood coming down. Like that's some good meat. Overcooked. Really, isn't that something though? I really think like chicken should be cooked more
Oh
than
yeah,
the
chicken. Yeah,
right?
chickens. Yeah, yeah,
Right?
they have to be. Yeah.
But you like the red meat, like it's no, you just shouldn't mess with it. If you gotta cook it that bad, it's over. That thing was done. But he loved like he flipped. I mean, them burgers just brick hard, brick hard. I remember, Dad, to have one of your brick hard burgers today. He's in heaven, like Lord, talk about my brick hard burgers. Yes, indeed. But I appreciate y'all. This was great. Bottom line is that I did want us to share like that this SNAP information. We all need to understand it.
Sure.
And I don't think it's gonna hit as hard as we think. But I think that another lesson in this is don't be afraid of paperwork. A lot of people on Section 8 are going to have to do their paperwork all over. And a lot of you that own property that is Section 8, you're going to have to do your paperwork all over. Don't hesitate. Do your paperwork all over. Get right on it. Don't allow yourself to get mad. Don't get frustrated about it. You know, I know this because of being in business, things change just like that. And I remember when I was younger, I'd be like, I can't believe they put me through all that. You know, don't even worry about it. That's way too much energy. It is what it is. It's changing. Let's get on it. Out of everything we go through, every hard thing, I'm telling you, there is a growth on the other side of it. We don't even know what it is, but somehow God has taken us to something that he wants us to get to. He wouldn't put us through it. He would not put us through it for nothing. I can only say that because I've been through so much. And thank God for making it through. And say, when you've been through hell, you come out on fire. Let's keep moving forward. They're the person that'll touch us because we're on fire. Let's stay that way. Let's stay that way. Let's stay that way. Amen.
Amen.
Man, I love y'all. Y'all have a great day.
All right.
Keep
Take
doing
care.
what you're doing. Keep loving people. Thank you for your generosity.
Love you too.
Both of you.
See you
Sincerely.
Friday.
More.
All right.
Amen.
See you
See you
Friday.
soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now,
Friday.
Q, hey, Q, now you can do this. This is the, you know,
Yo.
experiment.
That's right. Dare.
Okay.
Dare.
Every
you
now and then,
retired.
Mr. Barton, just
I
check
believe
with me.
Mr. Barton. If he says you can do it, you can do it.
Okay. Every now and then. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
check
you
with me.
should though. Like now you're retired. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I can scramble eggs. I can toast.
Nice.
Okay.
I love grits. I can
Okay.
do. Okay, but this
just
Sunday dinner
focus on
business.
proteins. Like I want you to focus on learning how to cook protein.
Right. And this is
protein.
easy. I
Cook
mean,
some
you
fish, cook some chicken. Cook.
put your oven on 425, and in 35 minutes it's done. I mean, you don't have to do anything. Just
Right.
it's done. And if you don't think
Right.
it's done, just cut it and
Right.
see, you know, if it's done. And if not, just leave it in a little longer.
That's right.
You can do it.
That's right.
You can do it.
That's right. That's right. And you can get
Yeah.
you one of them air fryers, and it's even easier.
Well, you're right. Air fryer makes it even easier. But I just like
Really cooking. You really cooking. Now
right.
people don't even really cook. They just put it in the air fryer.
I know. I just like that, you know.
Good for you. That real slow cooking.
Slow cook, right.
And it's better for you. And
Yes.
it's better for you.
Yes.
Air frying is not the best way.
Yeah.
The faster
And I don't
the less
use
nutrition.
those pans, those you know, they're
Non-
non-stick
yeah,
pans.
good.
No, I don't use those.
Good.
I use a real cast iron.
Good.
With my grandmother, my mother, and all them used to use,
right.
you know.
That's
so
right.
I got one of those. Yeah.
That's right. I use a lot of stainless steel.
Stainless steel's good too.
Yeah, right.
Steel, I have a set of those too.
My all clad. One time I spent, I don't know, way too much money on some stainless steel everything. My mother was like, "Are you lost your mind? Like what you like I needed it all." And that was like 15 years ago, and it's still good.
It's still that's it. If you buy quality, see, that's it.
It's still
you buy quality. Yeah, that's yeah.
So true.
Yeah, I'm not a big gourmet guy, but I like to cook, and I like to do, you know, various things. I mean, pastas, and you know, I can do some real nice stuff with coconut milk with sauces and things. So
please stop.
Just please stop. The very thought of all that sends me somewhere else. You need to start me off with salt and black pepper.
Just please stop.
Salt and black pepper.
Exactly.
Okay.
That is so sad. I'm not exactly whatever. Thank you. And we don't
coconut milk.
We're going to the class. Yeah, take care. That's so good. That's so good.
Okay.
At least I know. At least I know. I'm not even gonna say what I know. Yeah, take care. Love y'all. Mike, take care now.
All right, take care now. Bye-bye.
All right.
At least I know.